Good evening and welcome to the regular meeting of the Putnam County Legislature. Tonight is August 5th, 2025. Please rise to the Pledge of Allegiance and Legislator Byrne, will you please lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for the legislative prayer. Let me be willing to see the big picture in all things, act in accordance with my best and most ethical self, and grant the benefit of the doubt to all those I meet. Roll call, please.
District 1, Legislator Montgomery.
Here.
District 2, Legislator Goulden.
Present.
District 3, Legislator Admizio. District 4, Legislator Russo. District 5, Legislator Elmer. District 6, Legislator. District 8, Chairwoman Sage.
Present. Thank you. Agenda item number 4 is acceptance of minutes for the regular meeting, May 6th, 2025, special meeting, May 19th, 2025, regular meeting, June 3rd, 2025, public hearing, July 1st, 2025, and our regular meeting, July 1st, 2025. Oh, I'm sorry, I just skipped over that. I would like to recognize Legislator Crowley to present the Proclamation for Overdose Awareness.
Thank you, Chairman Sage. I'd like to invite Nora Solisky, the Assistant Director of Prevention Council at Putnam. Good. So I'd like to read this proclamation on Overdose Awareness Day. Whereas Putnam County does affirm to acknowledge the harm and hardship caused by drug overdose awareness. And whereas they recognize the purpose of International Overdose Awareness Day as remembering loved ones lost to overdose and ending the stigma of drug-related deaths. And whereas we resolve to play our part in reducing the total overdose in our community. There be it resolved that the Putnam County Executive and Putnam County Legislature do hereby proclaim August 31st, 2025 as International Overdose Awareness Day in Putnam County. We thank you and all your partners in keeping Putnam safe and continuing to help with this.
Amazing.
You can say whatever you want.
Thank you all very much. I know most of you know it's dear to my heart, and I'd like to just mention that on August 28th, on Thursday, August 28th, we invite the community members to join in honoring International Overdose Awareness Day with the shared evening of remembrance, hope, and action. The events will take place simultaneously, one in Cold Spring and one in Carmel, beginning at 7 o'clock, creating a unified moment of reflection across the county. These observances aim to commemorate lives lost to overdose, support those affected by substance use, and raise awareness about prevention and local resources. Together we stand in solidarity, reduce stigma, and foster healing. Let's come together in light and light the way forward for our loved ones, our neighbors, and our community. One life lost to an overdose is one life too many. Thank you. Yes, I didn't have those.
Thank you so much.
The acceptance of minutes, please cite. Moving on to agenda item number 5. This is correspondence from the county auditor. There was no activity during this reporting period. Agenda item number 6 are our pre-filed resolutions. I'd like to recognize Chairman Naki of Personnel Committee.
Thank you, Chairwoman Sage. On behalf of legislators Admizio, Goulden, and myself, I'd like to move forward with item 6A
The approval of fund transfer for the district attorney is for temporary help.
Discussion.
It's in the amount of $10,000.
Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye. Item 6B is the approval of the fund transfer for the health department. It's for a new position, preschool program manager, Putnam County Early Learning Center. This is in the amount of $62,590.
Discussion.
Yes, Madam Chair, probably out of an abundance of caution, I'm going to abstain from this. This program involves a couple of school district clients that my firm represents, so I'll be, and for that reason, I'll be abstaining from this.
Any further discussion?
Legislator
Crowley, go ahead. Say first.
I was going to just read into the record, if that's okay with you, Chair. The memo from Brianna Rodriguez, our public health director. This was written on August 1st, that we're ready to update the legislative body regarding the Early Learning Center initiative. In recognition of the events that took place on July 17th, 2 days after an extreme weather event resulted in severe damage to the vacant building on 40 John Garrett Road, the members of the legislature shared their questions, concerns, and expectations regarding next steps for the Early Learning Center initiative. It's taken approximately 2 weeks to collect initial expert findings and additional details. Outlined below are some updates as well as expected actions. Interim space. County contracted structural engineer at the initial visit. Collier's engineering and design investment inspection requested by the county. They will communicate findings regarding structural integrity as the process continues. CBS contracted structural engineer initial visit. Labor engineering has determined the three-story building to be structurally sound upon installation of planned barricades and partitions between structures. The Office of OCFS fire inspection on 7/23, OCFS conducted a standard pre-operational inspection of student classrooms as well as all space associated with the Early Learning Center were assessed. There are no major hazards and all corrections have been completed and submitted to OCFS. Final designation is pending. Patterson Department of Buildings has performed their initial assessment of the interim space to modify the current certificate of occupancy to recognize that space for children in utilization. Furniture, supplies, and equipment. Thanks to the legislative approval, we are poised to receive furnishings and other supplies needed to enrich scholarships, foster inclusiveness, and provide a safe environment for all young learners. Site visits, tours are ongoing with families of registered students, as well as newly interested families. Stakeholders interested in visiting the space are encouraged to join on tour on August 18th. Details to follow, and there's an open house. Stay tuned for the open house prior to the official launch of the Early Learning Center. Future site. Both engineering groups continue to assess the site, the best options regarding demolition and construction. More information will be available in coming weeks. While aspects of the process have been less than ideal, we are thankful for your continued support. With guidance from expert engineering and legal advisors, we continue to work to ensure the safety and well-being of the community remains our priority. Any legislator has any further questions, concerns, or suggestions, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. Thank you, Madam Chair. Just going to write that. Director.
Legislator.
Thank you. I've been outspoken about the location of this program. I'm in favor of the program. I would hope that our public health director, Rodriguez, would take it back to the administration to still continue to search for an alternate site. I don't like the building. I don't like that it's not structurally sound, despite what the engineers are saying here. I mean, caved in. It's a Butler building. I think that kids deserve better than that. I'm not going to stand in the way of this preschool program manager. We're going to need that no matter where the location, but I would encourage to look for an alternative site.
Thank you. Legislator Montgomery.
Thanks. In regard to the preschool manager position, this agenda item, I want to reference another agenda item that I was outspoken about, and it's in regard to return on investment. And I just have to make the statement that I feel that an investment in early learning and an early learning center and a public health preschool program manager for our early learning center is the best investment we can make as a county to keep moving our county forward. So I'm really happy to support this. and I thank you for all the work that's gone into it. I know it's not been easy, and I feel like we can get through, the structural issues. I'm confident that we will get there for that other part of it. For this part, I'm really excited to be doing this for Putnam County.
Thank you. I'd also like to say that I think all the legislators are for the Early Learning Center. There's been a few hiccups, bumps in the road. We'll get there. This particular transfer is for the program manager. School starts in September. This is August, so we need to get a program director hired. This money is coming out of preschool itinerant services. This is a line in our budget where we're going to save money. So there's zero fiscal impact at this time, and this is going to support the instruction at the facility. With that, I will ask for a roll call vote.
Legislator Adnizio. Legislator Byrne.
Abstain for the reasons stated.
Legislator Crowley.
Yes.
Legislator Ellman. Legislator Goldman.
Yes.
Legislator Yaki.
Yes.
Legislator Montgomery.
Yes.
Legislator Russo. Chairwoman Sage.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item 6C is the approval of the confirmation as a reappointment of our Director of Real Property Tax Services. I was involved in the interviews that officially appointed Trish McLaughlin as our Property Tax Director. I am pleased with the work that she's done. She's really done a great job for the County of Putnam. It's an honor to put forward a motion to reappoint her for another 6-year term.
Thank you. Anyone else? I'd like to thank Tricia McLaughlin for her fine work here at Putnam County, and I'm pleased to also support her appointment for another 6 years till September 30th, 2031. All in favor?
Aye.
I'd now like to recognize Legislator Yonke, the chair of our Protective Services Committee.
Thank you, Chairwoman Sage. On behalf of legislators Adnizio, Birmingham, and myself, I'd like to move forward with item 6D. That's the approval of a budgetary amendment for the Sheriff's Office, fiscal year 2022. Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistant Grant Award through the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services. It's in the amount of $97,869, and I'd like to thank the Sheriff's Office for their hard work in securing money.
Discussion. Legislator Crowley.
I would also like to thank the Sheriff's Office for working diligently on continuing to secure grants to make sure that the community stays as safe as it is. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anyone else? All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Thank you. And on behalf of Chairwoman Adnizio of the Health, Social, Educational, and Environmental Committee and Legislators Elder and Russo, I would like to bring forward the agenda item 6E, which is an approval for a budgetary amendment 25A062 for social services. This is for the New York State Office of Addiction Services and Supports, which is OASS. This is adjusting state aid levels to match the appropriate budget lines. There's zero fiscal impact. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Agenda item 6F is an approval for a budgetary transfer for the Health Department. This is for the new Early Learning Center. This is for education and transportation for those ages 3 to 5. This is to transfer children to the Early Learning Center. The amount of $78,540. Discussion.
Yeah, just a quick point, similar to the previous item, I'll just be abstaining from this because with respect to the transportation aspect, some of the people, the entities involved are clients of my firm, the school district, so I'll abstain from this as well.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Roll call vote, please.
Legislator Adnizio. Legislator Birmingham.
Abstention.
Legislator Crowley.
Yes.
Legislator Ellman. Legislator Goldman.
Yes.
Legislator Yonke.
Yes.
Legislator Montgomery.
Yes.
Legislator Russo. Chairwoman Sage.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Agenda item 6G is approval for a fund transfer for the health department. This is also for the new early learning center. Purchase items to initiate startup. This is in the amount of $270,250. This is coming out of our preschool itinerant services as well as preschool lease transportation. There's zero fiscal impact. Discussion. Legislator.
Madam Chair, unlike the previous two items where I did abstain on this one, I believe I can vote on this. This is equipment and furnishings that will be used exclusively in the county office. And it's for this program, but it's going to be used by county employees and county residents. So I will be voting on this, and I'll be voting on it and be in favor of it. Just want to, in case there was a question why there might be an apparent dichotomy there, that's the reason.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone else? Legislator Yonke.
I'd like to be clear that I support the program. While as I said before, I'm not happy about the location of the program. I think we should have early learning centers on both sides of the county. I think this is a great program. It's affected me personally in my life. So I'll be voting in favor of this, but once again, I'm hoping that we look at alternative sites.
Thank you. Anyone else? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I'd like to call on Legislator Crowley from the Fiscal Services Committee to present on behalf of Chairman Elmer.
Thank you, Chairwoman Sage. On behalf of the Fiscal Services Committee and Chairman Elmer, Legislator Yonke, and myself, I'd like to bring forward item 6H, a budgetary approval amendment for 25A058 for DPW highway and street equipment. This is for the purchase of a Tomahawk 8-inch road liner asphalt grinder with zero fiscal impact.
Thank you. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Next, I'd like to recognize Legislator Birmingham, the Chair of Rules, Enactments, and Intergovernmental Relations.
Thank you, Madam Chair. On behalf of myself and legislators Elner and Goldman, we have 5 items before the legislature tonight. The first one is item 6I, approval budgetary amendment, outside agency Putnam recreation programs and habilitation, county contribution of $10,000. What we're doing here, Madam Chair, at the request of one of our legislators, I think it was Legislator Yonke, and I'd be happy to appeal the floor to him. We're taking $10,000 out of subcontingency and giving it to a contract agency, PRPH, and it's in the amount of $10,000. Although it is coming out of subcontingency, it is part of our current budget, so therefore there's no current fiscal year impact, nor will there be from next year. And on behalf of the committee, I move that.
Thank you. Discussion. Legislator Yonke.
Thank you, Chairwoman Sage. Yes, I brought this request forward. This agency, PRPH, is a vital agency performing a function that the county doesn't perform itself, and it affects special needs children and adults in Putnam County. So I thank everybody for supporting this, and this is really going to a good place.
Legislator Montgomery.
I'm also really happy to support this. This is where I got my start in work out of college. I started out doing recreation programs for the disabled in group homes, and I know firsthand that these are the programs that get cut first in any budget. These kinds of programs, not only for the special needs people, give them all kinds of things, socialization activities. It also gives their caregivers sometimes a much needed respite. So there's not enough of this anywhere, and I'm really happy to support this. We need more of it.
Thank you. Anyone else? I'd just like to just take my approval for this item. I've worked side by side with PRPH in my non-for-profit world. They do great work. I've seen firsthand. We've also had a contract with this agency previously in the county, and I know they do great work. They've been providing help for this population for many, many years, and I'm very happy to support this. With that, I'll ask for all in favor.
Aye. Madam Chair, item 6J, this is a similar nature but different vehicle for the same purpose. This is a request to the county executive, to ask the county executive to send down to us a budgetary transfer of $15,000 again, coming out of that same subcontingency line. This one is for the contract agency careers. They are currently a contract agency. They are currently receiving some amount of money, but as we heard in, I think, 2 or 3 committee hearings over the last 6 months, they're really struggling, and they did make an original request for a larger amount. So unlike 6I, this is merely, not merely, but importantly, a request to the county exec that he forward to us budgetary that amount to perhaps entertain at the next rules committee meeting and then the September meeting. This was suggested to us and put on the agenda by Legislator Byrne.
Thank you. Discussion. Commissioner Milner.
Same thing, my career led me next from recreation to job coaching for the disabled folks. And I know firsthand, people who work for these agencies don't get paid enough money. Anything we can do to support an agency like this that can put special needs people to work and train them and support the people that work for them is great by me. So I'm really happy to support it.
Anyone else? All in favor?
Aye. Madam Chair, with the legislature's indulgence, I'd like to move, and this is my fault, I should have spoken with the clerk earlier. The next 3 items, K, L, and M, have to do with the legislative manual. But mistakenly, I had forgot to notify the clerk that item 6M should probably come first, which is the adoption of the 2024 manual, and then 6K and L should come after that, just to show that we're adding those 2 new rules to an existing manual. I'm nervous that if we pass K and L first, and then adopt the 2024 manual, that might obviate the 2 other rules. In other words, I'd like to make 6M first, let's vote on that, and then as like a Christmas tree, hang the 2 other rules on top of that. If we do it in this order, I get nervous that that might obviate 6K now.
I'll second that.
Motion to go out of order, I guess.
Go out of order.
And so you good with that? Just, okay, good. That's the only reason. Okay, thank you. I apologize. That's on me. I should have approved with the clerk.
First and a second, and all in favor to go out of order, I guess. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so agenda item 6M.
And yes, Mary. This is the adoption of the legislative manual. Resolved that the Putnam County Legislature adopt the annexed legislative manual for the year 2025. And this manual, just to be clear, is verbatim the 2024 manual without change. I know in the committee we had discussed tinkering with it a little bit, but Legislator Montgomery and other legislators had pointed out that maybe we might need to talk a little bit about those tinkering. So just to be clear, this is strictly the 2024 manual. Now we're just going to call it the 2025 manual. Also on behalf of the committee on that.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye. Thank you, Madam Chair. Now we will go to item 6K, getting back into order. This is an amendment to the legislative manual, the one we just adopted. Public comment during legislative sessions and committee meetings prior to taking a vote. We did quite a bit of discussion, not only in the last committee meeting with rules, but also for a few before that. Legislator Crowley was very instrumental in bringing forth this amendment or this new rule. And it's before us as in the form that was approved at the committee. I don't know what number we're calling it. We're calling it rule number 32. That makes sense. If not, I mean, I assume the next rule is 32, but if not, we can play with that. But this is essentially exactly what we're voting on as far as the substance of it. If anybody, I'll turn back to the chair for comment.
Okay, discussion. Legislator Byrne.
Thank you, gentlemen. I'd like to thank Legislator Crowley for bringing this forward. It's a very good thing, and we should have done it a long time ago. So thank you very much. I'll be supporting this.
Legislator Crowley.
I'm very happy to see it full. Thank you so much for all of you indulging the tireless amount of work that went into this and coming to consensus. It is important that we keep transparency and open communication to constituents that we represent, and I'm very appreciative of everybody involved, and I hope to see that this passes this evening finally.
Anyone else? And this rule is, I think it's a good idea. We're going to be voting on taking public comment at the full, which is typically like a work session, not a work session, but it's more of a voting session. But if there are items that are brought to the full that have not been discussed in committee, those will be available for public input and discussion at the full. But only those items that have not been brought to a committee before, so that we have full transparency and everyone has a chance to weigh in on issues that we vote on. So I think it's pretty fair rule. Legislator, I'm sorry.
I just had a question, the way you moved.
Yes.
6M first, 6M includes these two resolutions.
Oh, it
That's
does.
why we put those first, we
Okay.
voted on them,
So then I guess K and L are irrelevant. So M does. No, if it is.
We already voted on them all.
Yes, it was, oh, it was, okay.
That's
It
efficient.
is, all right.
Yeah,
Well,
that's great. We voted on them all.
Efficiency, good. Is that the case? So
Well, that's
both,
why I thought you wanted these two that you voted
Again,
on
I-
committee
yeah.
first, and then.
I should have-
manual.
that was on me. So we voted for K and L. Perfect.
So we did vote, okay. Okay, so we're having discussion on it now, so I guess.
Oh, it's already done, yeah.
It's already done.
But so just to amend what I was saying, the 24 manual we just adopted also has these two. So that's perfect. Good job. Efficiency. No, seriously, good job. And just, I guess we can dispense with 6L, and that was just simply
Is that
the,
the question, was it in the order that?
no, we've already, I mean, everybody's fine with that, I think. It's not making work. Did you?
So do we need to really need to that agenda, or is
I
it
guess
just?
we could remove K and L from the agenda, but
I'll ask Legislator.
Through the chair, so I've been looking at this, actually, prior, when I was reviewing all of the paperwork beforehand, I was trying to think of the best way to do this. So the way that Legislator Birmingham worded it, irrespective of the backup, only the 2024 version of the manual was adopted, which does not include the two amendments. Which means we should continue with K and L, and then technically the version of the 2024 manual that's included in here for M, which we've already done, has the two changes already. So I think we can proceed like that, and we should go ahead and do L as well.
If we're doing it that way, we already have, so you're saying that the resolution is gonna go back, this is not gonna be approved the way it's written here. We're gonna take that out.
Right, so it's not
Approve
approved.
the so then what's gonna happen is you're approving these two resolutions, and come January, they'll be incorporated to what we approved in January.
yes. It would be, I mean, that would
Right,
be
so
nice.
we're taking it out of here.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't think we can do that. Why don't we do this? Why don't we,
That's
we've already
how you
passed,
said we were approving.
right, but what I said apparently wasn't true about what we voted on. What was in front of us, including K and L. So we voted on that despite me saying it was only the 2024 manual. By me saying it doesn't amend that resolution. So K and L is already in there. But why don't we do this? Belts and suspenders. Why don't we, M is already in whatever form it's in, just to make sure it's good. We'll do K and L as well. Are you done?
My concern
Okay.
is that when we look at the January full meeting, that January full meeting has the adopted amendment. Any changes throughout the year, then we make sure that it's incorporated into approving again. So now you're approving something, we're gonna be looking and then we're gonna be saying, is it in here? Because this year you have to really approve it. And we won't. That's my concern.
Through the chair, would it be offensive to just go ahead and vote for K and L anyway? Because we
Hopefully we get in order.
voted, can't put the two things back.
You can, I make a motion to rescind this.
Okay, sure.
So we have to have a order motion.
Can you do that?
Yes.
Yes.
Second.
All in favor to rescind the order?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Back to the beginning.
Okay, let's, all right. So where are we now? Now we're back to
K.
K, okay. K is for kangaroo, accordion, what she said. Kangaroo accordion.
Could be the drinking in the Robert's Rules book.
All right, K, that is again just the discussion, a public discussion during full meetings. On behalf of the committee, I'll move that.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
6L has to do with confirmation of the appointments of the county executive. This is something, again, we talked about during committee, and based on some advice from the personnel department, Paul Eldridge in particular, we're just simply codifying our procedure when it comes to the county executive appointments for executive department, not executive department, but county department heads and agency heads. So, yeah, committee on 6L.
Thank you. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Now we vote on 6M. Right. Okay, 6M is the adoption of legislative manual. I'm not going to editorialize, I'm just going to read what's in the resolution. Resolved that the Putnam County Legislature adopt the annexed legislative manual for the year 2025.
Thank you. If I can ask our county attorney here, since we voted on this previously, do we vote on it again? Or we rescinded the previous?
This was rescinded.
We rescinded the previous vote.
Yes. So I would vote on it again.
Through the chair, would we change resolve that the Putnam County Legislature adopts the annexed legislative manual for the year 2025? We need to adopt it for 2024 to reflect the changes we made right now, correct?
2025, because we're in 2025.
Oh my God, we are, wow. Okay, wow, okay, I'm gonna stop talking.
Sorry, we're all,
I apologize.
okay. So we're voting now on agenda item 6M. Is it approval of the adoption of the legislative manual? And any further discussion on this item? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
And that mercifully brings to an end the rules committee agenda for tonight.
Okay, moving on to the Audit and Administration Committee. Agenda item on behalf of legislators Birmingham, Crowley, and myself, I'd like to move forward agenda item number 6N. This is an approved for budgetary amendment for the Sheriff's Office. This is for an insurance recovery in the amount of $1,608.80. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Right. Agenda item 6O, this is an approval for budgetary amendment for the Youth Bureau. This is to correct budget lines to reflect state aid and the correct budget lines for the Youth Bureau. Any questions? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
And item 6P is an approval for authorization for legislators to attend the September New York State Association of Counties. This is authorization for 6 legislators to attend the NISAC conference in Niagara Falls in September. Senator Crowley.
So I was essentially going, I believe this number has changed to 5, I'm no longer going, and I don't know if that reflects properly in this.
It basically just says the approximate amount.
Up to
Okay,
5.
Just want to put it in case anyone else.
Just, okay,
Yeah,
just
up to
want to
5.
make sure that that is
Or up to
received
6.
and then it reflects.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Agenda item 6Q is an approval for a bond resolution authorizing the redemption of certain outstanding serial bonds. I would like to make a motion to table this to back to audit. We had a shift around our Commissioner of Finance, and I would like the current interim finance director to weigh in on this. I believe he is in favor of it, but I would like for him to be on the public record.
Second.
All in favor of the table?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. I'm going to table this to audit. Moving on to other business, I would like to make a motion to put on agenda item 6A, an approval for standard workday and morning resolution. I was going to add it to the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
7A is the approval for a standard workday and reporting solution. We do this every year. Is there any, I'll move. Well, let's see if anyone has a discussion on this item. Something we do every year is our standard workday. Let's back up. It's for legislators, chair, the district attorney, the coroner, the county executive. All right, I'll make a motion to approve agenda item 7A. Do I have a second? I don't have to, sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Agenda item 8 is recognition of the public on agenda items. Public would like to come up and please come to the podium, state your name, the town which you reside, and which agenda item you wish to address.
Sorry, 6I and 6J. That's good. I just wanted to thank the legislature for approving both of these items. These involve outside agencies that help individuals with special needs and disabilities. It's something that we've talked about here a few times now, and I know a few of the legislators have experience with this. The Early Learning Center is an amazing, amazing accomplishment. I echo the legislators who want to see this on the other side of the county as well. But a lot of the fears that our parents and our families in this county have, and really across the country, is what happens when they age out of school services. And outside agencies like Careers, there's others like Mid-Hudson ARC, and others, simply just don't have the funding or the ability to help solve this crisis. It is a crisis. Adult services in the special needs community. Parents and families are so used to getting these services provided through their local school districts, and when they hit the age of 22 or 23, they hit a wall, they fall off the cliff. The services are not there, the programs are underfunded, and the residential programs that exist are typically many miles away from their home communities. Funding for programs like what you guys have approved today allows these programs to keep these individuals home, in their home communities, contributing to the places they grew up and where they live. And frankly, I believe we need more of that. I'm glad we're approving an additional $15,000 for a program like Careers. We're sitting on $90 million in our unassigned fund balance. There's more money to be had, and I would love to see more initiatives bring that forward. The other agenda item, if I may speak to, sure, thank you, is the public comment. I, again, applaud you all and thank Legislator Crowley for getting this going. We've been at this since February. February 19th, to be exact, is the first time I had the opportunity to speak before you, and it was on that very topic. So it's nice to see this get through. The adjustments and the amendments that were made, I think, only strengthen this resolution, and I'm glad to see the public be able to have a voice when that opportunity could otherwise be denied. So mainly, I just want to say thank you on all fronts. I appreciate all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else? Please go to the podium. State your name, the town in which you reside, and the agenda item you wish to discuss.
Thank you for letting me speak. Scott Seaman, Town of Southeast. I'm also here from the Booster Board of Education on the Early Learning Center. I'd like to thank the legislator. This is an item that's been needed for years. We've had to put our youngest learners on buses and ship them throughout the state. So this is something keeping them home, and it's a great benefit to them. I appreciate that. Also on the career education is another item. We have a career life skills group with the high school up to age 22. And this is another item that's greatly needed, and can't get enough support. So we appreciate the efforts on that, at all that we have. And of course, the relations, as we know, these are the people that need help more than that. So anything else that can be done, we greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public wishing to speak? Okay. Moving on to agenda item number 9 is recognition of legislators. Would any legislator like to be recognized at this time?
Hello.
Legislator Montgomery.
It's August, and I know a lot of folks are sending their kids off to school. It kind of makes me melancholy because I don't have any more kids left to send off to school. That ship has sailed, and I have really great memories of being very sad though when they went off to college. So I wish them all heading off to school the very best of luck. We're proud of you. Go make us prouder. I'm sorry for the parents when the tears are going to be shed. And also, as your kids pack your bags, don't forget to pack your voice, request your absentee ballot, and make a plan to vote. Your voice matters wherever you are.
Yes. Anyone else? Commissioner, got it?
I just want to remind everybody that August 7th is Purple Heart Day. It's observed annually. The VFW and the IMPACT is doing a ceremony at 1 p.m. But it is something near and dear to our hearts. We do it for the brave men and women of the U.S. military who have been wounded or killed in action. The Purple Heart Medal is awarded to them for their service members. So I would like to say thank you, and please get out there and support your military and the VFWs or legions or folks that are doing the ceremony.
Thank you. Anyone else? Commissioner Donkey.
Thank you, Chairwoman Sage. I'd like to thank Mike Lewis for the service that he provided to Putnam County. On Friday, he was unceremoniously terminated from his position as the Commissioner of Finance. Mike worked for the county for a couple of years. He started as a deputy to our former Commissioner, Bill Carlin, before he was appointed to the position of County Commissioner of Finance. His termination was sudden. It was after the 2026 budget process had begun. There have been meeting with departments and department heads to construct the budget for next year. So I really am bewildered at how this happens. Last year, I called the budget process for 2025 a disaster. It really was a disaster. Nobody had any answers to any of the questions that we asked during our committee meetings, except for Mike Lewis. Mike Lewis, and I hope that this did not was not the reason for his termination, because Mike Lewis answered us. He was transparent. We would ask. The deputy county executive sat in the room. We'd ask him a question. Every answer was, "I don't know." And while it is the prerogative of the county executive to hire and fire these positions, I don't understand it, and I once again thank Mike Lewis for his service. About 3.5 weeks ago, I sent a memo to the county executive regarding a request to remove the county attorney from his position here in Putnam County. It was a 19-page comprehensive letter, which was well thought out and deserving of the consideration of the county executive. I was told yesterday that when Chairwoman Sage asked about a response, she was told that the county executive, from the county executive, that he didn't even read the letter. He couldn't be bothered to read the letter. That's what he thinks, that's what the county executive thinks of this legislature. He won't even read the letter and he won't respond to us. This is an equal branch of government, and it's shameful that this is how we're treated. I'm not going to go into detail of the letter, but it's filled with many reasons why the county attorney should be removed. It's deserving of a response, and I hope I get that response. So thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? I just like to thank our Commissioner Lewis for his time and dedication here at Putnam County. I felt he was transparent in his work. He was very professional, very knowledgeable, responsive to all the legislators. I had the opportunity to work with him during budget season, before he was appointed as commissioner, with the audit committee. He was a fine professional, and I wish him well in all that he does. And I'm sorry to see him go, but I'm glad that we have our Commissioner Carlin's willingness to come back and help the county through the budget process as we begin here in October. So with that, I will make a motion to adjourn in a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.